please.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First, I want to say happy birthday to Matt.
Thank you.
All right.
Are you allowed to blow out candles anymore?
Did you start the video?
Yes. It's not working?
Yeah,
I
so,
don't, hasn't come up yet.
I'd like a motion to approve the minutes from our last meeting, March 1st, 2021.
I'll make the motion.
Second?
Second motion?
All in favor?
Aye.
Correspondence from Kathleen. What do we got?
I have the swing set quotes from Jim that everybody got in their mailboxes. I have a notice from the Last Shot Pub and Grill on Robbins Road for their liquor license. Supervisor's report for February 2021. Correspondence from the Chief of Police regarding some surplus equipment. Police Department budget modification. A letter from Jen D'Esposito from the Otisville Mount Hope Presbyterian Church. They'd like to use the church through June at the same rate. February 2021 impound report from Voters Arc, Palmer's Arc. Mortgage tax receipts for February from the county. The February and January call reports from the Otisville Fire Department. And that's all that I have.
Thanks, Kathleen. Committee reports. What do you got, Matt?
Couple items tonight, just a note for our village residents. I got village elections are up tomorrow on the 16th of March. There's also a proposition on that ballot regarding the fire department and a service award program. And that's for our village residents. Also, statewide notice from the DEC regarding outdoor burning. Starting tomorrow, March 16th through May 14th, there's a restriction to outdoor burning. So from the commissioner of the DEC, the reason for this is to protect the wildlife and natural resources in the state. A couple of the notes I kind of found interesting. In 2020, the DEC Forest Rangers extinguished over 192 wildfires that burned more than 1,122 acres with the assistance of local fire companies, which most of our volunteers. So this way is keep our community safe. There are more information from the DEC website, which is dec.ny.gov. If you want some more of the details on the burn ban, which is in effect tomorrow. And that's all I have this evening.
Thanks, Matt. Jim?
Excuse me 1 second. Somebody is saying that it's very hard to hear, so you need to speak up on Facebook Live.
No. Close the door. Okay, library cards. So far to date, we have given out 44 cards. This, the courts will be starting back up on April 1st. We discussed that a couple of board meetings ago. Mr. Bach sending out plea bargains, letters to when the court was closed. He sent out 101 plea bargains last month. I think we saw it on the bill.
1,200.
Yeah, so hopefully they'll get some plea bargains back in. Planning board will meet on the 17th at 7 p.m. The village meeting will be held on March 18th at 7 p.m. The only thing at the village meeting was the Little League mentioned about opening day will be April 24th, I believe. And we discussed, we brought up talking about playground going for the football field, by the football field. Now, this is something I just did some research. Tried to stay in the same ballpark price-wise, about $18,000. There's a sale going on right now for winter, but if you guys want to hold off until next fall, we can revisit this again. But this was something I just looked at and got some prices on. I think there were some good deals on during the winter time. Like this one was $37,000 in price. Now it's down to $18,000. So I think we should wait until maybe next fall, because I think the sales end March 30th. So it's up to the board what they want to do, but I think we should probably revisit this maybe in the fall or winter months again next year. Look at it. That's all I have.
Thanks, Jim. Chris?
I don't have much. There's no zoning board meeting this month. I do have two things on Hidden Valley. We're gonna have to do some maintenance. So I did speak with Mike Brock and Darren, and they're getting some quotes together for the board. And hopefully we'll have them by our next meeting. And then we're gonna need to make some maintenance over there. Also, I want to thank Dean. Dean was out there with the engineer, and we were getting a high flow of water, and we think we found the problem. So we're also working on getting estimates to repair that situation. The other thing I want to say, which I don't want to take any gusto from you, but we have a new police officer in our town, another full-time officer, Mr. Officer Mazzella. And I just personally want to thank him and, for coming to our town, and look out for him while you're out there. And that's all I have.
Thanks, Chris. Brian?
Not much more to add. The only thing is the village election is 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. to add to what Matt had said at Village Hall. St. Patrick's Day is on Wednesday, so happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. And last but not least, the senior center project is done. It's cleaned up and it's been reopened. That's all I got.
And it looks good.
Looks very nice.
It looks good. The only thing I'm gonna throw in this section is I got a letter today from the Lions Club requesting to use our town property on Mount Hope Road to put up signs from July 17th to August 24th. They usually send this letter every year, so I just wanted to make mention that we have it, and if the board is okay with it, we'll go ahead and approve that for them to use the sign on Mount Hope Road from July 17th to August 24th. I'll get a motion for that.
I'll make a motion.
Second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Dean, how are you, sir?
Good. How's everybody?
Is it gonna snow again ever
Yeah.
this year?
Unfortunately, most likely. Speaking of the weather, I just ended a contract with DTN, who's done our weather here to town for over 20 years, probably closer to 25 years. Main reason is the price has just creeped up and creeped up. It's like $2,500 a year. So I decided to go with a company called Weather Works out of New Jersey here. There's a couple local towns, neighboring towns that use them, and they're pretty accurate, pretty good reports. And it's $1,600 compared to almost 25, so.
What's it called?
Weather Works. If I can have anybody put on, I can have up to 10 contacts. If anybody wants to get weather or storm outlooks on their email, let me know, and I'll give them your emails, and you can get these storm updates also.
Super.
Um,
So all that stuff sitting behind you.
That's all for Hidden Valley. Mike's picking it up tomorrow.
All right.
We've looked over the trucks this year. As you know, we haven't replaced the truck in, well, we're some little ones, but the big trucks, we haven't replaced anything since 2009. We feel that we can probably go another year without a truck purchase, but I do have two trucks that the dump bodies, the sanders, are pretty, one is totally rotted out. We definitely have to replace it this year. The second one is, if we take it off now, I might be able to get a few dollars resale value rather than just scrap value. So I've contacted two of our truck builders that we've used in the past, and it's gonna come in less than $100,000. So our budget this year will pay for them without going into the capital reserves. So I don't have all the numbers yet. the prices I have need a little tweaking. Some things are left out that should be on, and some things are on there that shouldn't be on, so. Just be aware that probably next meeting I'll have, a couple prices to be awarded. It's a national bidding service, so we won't have to go out to bid. The one is under ESCNJ, which we've used before. The other thing is, I have 3 employees that haven't had flagger training and some other highway safety training. So Cornell Cooperative out of, does the highway school out of Ithaca. He's got 2 classes coming up. I'd like to send Brandon Howell, Chris Santos, and Corey Williams to. April 13th is in Broome County. It's a flagger training, hands-on training. April 17th is in Red Hook, and that one is, I believe that's roadside drainage. And the cost is down on them because they're only half-day classes, lunch is not provided, so for each day, the total cost is only $30 for all 3 guys. It's $10 a person. So I'll need approval for that. Today we did some in-house training. Julie did the MS4 updates, and we did forklift and PPE and hazmat training for all the guys, so we are up on our training again.
Other than the sexual harassment.
Yes, that I have a question for. You mentioned last meeting that some people are gonna go up to the rec center to
Yes.
watch it.
Yes.
Are we welcome up there
Oh,
also?
of course we are. We just figured, there's a couple people from the planning and zoning board gonna go up there. They have issues with the technology, so we'll broadcast it up there. The only thing that's gonna be required is whoever goes up to, in their streaming it on one device, we just need to sign it.
Yeah, okay.
That's all. So if they were watching it in the break room and it was 7 of them watching it, as long as we have a breakdown of who was at the class, we're golden.
All right, very good. We'll probably go up there and watch it then.
Okay.
This way they're not.
Any issues, you see Paul, because he's gonna
Okay.
have it streaming.
Yeah, the only issue I think we're gonna have is the noise, the sound.
Yep.
It's,
Yeah.
it's just gonna be, if you can watch it somewhere on your computer, you're probably gonna get better sound
Yeah.
than you will up there.
But
It
Did you
really
get a
doesn't
sound
matter.
bar for up there or anything?
No, it's just the speaker off of the, it's actually off of the projector we bought.
Projector?
Yep,
Yeah.
it's pretty good now.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem, and we spoke, and maybe we can speak this week, is the blow up needs that fan to run, which adds a lot more sound. Frankie, and I forget who the other one was. Somebody, two of the guys were up there, and they said, hey, we could easily probably make a bracket that you wouldn't need to
Have the fan run.
have the fan run. So maybe
Okay.
tomorrow I'll stop, I'll see, and we can talk
Yeah.
to Frank, and because that's a big part of it, because the
Yeah.
fan's got to keep that screen inflated.
We'll get something fixed up.
So, but all right, I'll see you tomorrow.
Pretty much that's all I have. As Chris said, we worked out the Hidden Valley, and we saw the heavy flow through some manholes, and we traced it back. Some of the mapping was wrong. An example is on the mapping from the pump station at the entrance of Hidden Valley by Mount Hope Road and Thistle. It shows it going right down Wedgewood, but it doesn't. It turns onto Briarwood, or onto, Briarwood, and goes down Elm. And that's where the heavy flow was found, on Briarwood, and we trace it back. You have very little flow going into the septic tanks that are by the pump station. I mean, very little. But you open the tank where the clean water is to be pumped out, it's flowing in there like Niagara Falls. It's and it's crystal clean water.
But yet we're still treating it.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. So how about a motion to approve Flagler School and Flagler training and also roadside ditching on April 13th and 17th?
I'll make that
Right
motion.
dates?
I'll make the motion.
Second,
Second motion?
all in favor?
Aye.
That's all you needed approval for, Dean? While we're still talking, Dean, I know you had come in the office the other day. Part of the, I don't know, the new stimulus package that's coming out, I have totals for what municipalities are receiving, but I do not have guidance on how the money can be spent. But the town of Mount Hope is going to get $720,000. With that being said, it's not broken down for villages. So if you have a village within inside the town, some of that money will go to the village, because they didn't break it down for villages. With that being said, I don't know what the guidelines are going to be, but I would much rather see a nice new truck than, you know, us buying crap with it. I don't know what the guidelines are, because Angie and I and Paul have already worked on FEMA reimbursements. So things that we've spent for COVID, in my opinion, is the only thing we should have got reimbursed for, which we've been working with FEMA for 8 months now. It's not gonna be tomorrow that we're gonna get the money, but all of the masks and all of the hand sanitizer and all of that stuff we've itemized, we've listed, and is reimbursed from FEMA. However, with this program that rolled out, with everyone getting a stimulus check, all of the municipalities are getting one. So I know I'd like to talk to Paul, and maybe we can get a speed trailer, we can get, you know, some of the items that we wouldn't normally get. I just don't know what the guidance is on how you can spend it. So hopefully by next meeting, I'll have it all, and then we can, obviously, as a group, figure out how it fits us best. But what do you got, Paul?
So just to throw that out again, and, you know, we've had ongoing issues with the heating system in our building, and maybe that's, again.
Well, we know what's on his wish list.
Oh, it's not really my wish list, I mean, but Steve Dodd has said, hey, I can get you a price on individual pieces, but he actually thinks we would be better off from a, long-term energy cost perspective to have an engineer come in and come up with specs for a new system. Like the current system we have now is a very, you know, it's very old and inefficient. And you can't switch back and forth. It's either all heat, all air conditioning, so just something to throw out. Steve doesn't do the engineering portion, but he thinks that in the end, the town would save money on that building. A couple things. There's a budget modification. This is a refund for $600 for Motorola that we're looking to have put back into our account. And then the Sharp digital copy scanner printer. So it's no longer in use. It broke, and we're just looking to get rid of it. We spoke to the copier guy, see if he would take it as a trade. He said no. It would just be junk in his building. He said maybe if we throw it out, you could get $100 to $200 for parts. I don't know. I talked to Dean. Maybe we can throw it on there, but we need to get it declared surplus. So it'll make a copy. So one clean copy, it'll make. What happens then is, whatever part pushes the paper through, it won't do that again. So you can only make one copy, then you have to turn it off, open it all up, do all kinds of stuff, push paper through, and then you can make another copy. So
So if you only need one copy, it's fine.
correct. He said that you might find somebody that wants it for parts if they have a bunch of machines of that type. So,
Sure.
you know, I'll talk to Dean, we can throw it on the site. But if we don't have someone interested, like within a month, let's just throw it in the garbage when dump week, so. But we need, it to be declared surplus. We do not have any other machines in the town that are similar, so it would not really help us part-wise. Chris Mazzella started today, he was excited, he was down here, we did the swearing in, it went very well, his mom and dad came as well. So we'll be starting tomorrow, he's at the range, we have some training to do with him. And then we'll start seeing him out at the end of this week and doing his field training. He has just over 3 years NYPD, so he does have a pretty good base of training. And again, I think I was talking to Angelo the other night, and we were talking about where we were when I started 11 years ago, where we are today. It's amazing, the movements that we've made and the improvements, and that goes to really everyone's credit, including the board's credit for supporting some of those initiatives that we've done. So I think the community's much better place in the service that they get than they were, you know, at one point in the past. And it's no slight against anyone, I just think we've made some great movements. And Angelo's actually the one that brought it to my attention, so, and he's been here 21 or so years, so. And that is all I have. The other thing is, Howells is gonna do the training, but I think they're doing it at their firehouse, is my understanding, so they are going to be jumping on as well.
Okay.
So, and that's all I have unless anyone has any questions.
Kathleen, would you read the budget mod? Briefly?
Please increase the revenue line in police fees, A1560 for the amount of $600. Then increase the expense line in police contractual, A3120.4 for the amount of $600. This transfer represents the refund check from Motorola.
Thanks, Kathleen. I would like a motion to approve the budget modification as read.
Make that motion?
Second,
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
And how about a motion to approve surplusing and trying to sell a Sharp MX M260 digital multifunction system copier scanner printer?
I'll make the motion.
Second,
Second motion.
all in favor?
Aye.
Purchase confirmed. Okay, so Shoddy Hollow, is there any update, David, on?
No, contracts are out, we're waiting for the purchaser's attorney to send us back comments, and we'll keep you posted.
Okay, so proposed pilot for Sweetman, we had talked about it last meeting. It has been renegotiated, they have agreed to 6,000 a megawatt like every other solar provider. With that being said, I would like authorization allowing me to sign the pilot agreement for the Sweetman Solar.
I'll make the motion.
Second,
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
And I think, David, they need that for Wednesday, which I don't actually have. The pilot.
Yeah, I'll talk to Glenn about, I mean, we've got it approved,
Yeah,
so.
and I can bump in and meet him right before the planning board meeting, because I think they're gonna need that. So I can meet him a few minutes early on Wednesday. and
Yeah,
sign
I'll let
it.
him know.
We also had a decommissioning plan or decommissioning
Yep,
aspect for that same project too.
correct. We also have to approve that, and I have the correspondence from that. I got everything back from Jason today.
And that's a go?
Everything is a go. Oya's Shoddy Hollow project was approved at the last meeting. Our office reviewed the decommissioning bond estimate and found everything to be complete. This amount would have to be posted as a bond and a letter of credit with the town. Glenn can give you any additional feedback as far as the pilot itself. So the engineer is satisfied with that, so I would like a motion that we approve Oya's Shoddy Hollow project decommissioning amount.
I'll make the motion to approve the decommissioning bond.
Second,
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
And here we are, we're back at summer camp. What did we learn in 2 weeks, guys?
Not looking good, that's for sure. Not much has changed as far as, some people are having summer camps, but they're not in a school and they're on town property.
Did anybody, give us the 35%? Is
No.
that what the number was?
No.
Oh,
Like what it's off of? No.
Yeah.
They're still on the stage. Everything is about COVID, new sites opening. There's nothing new. When you look at that executive order, there's nothing new posted after they have that. Like, there's no updates, there's no guidance.
of course not.
So, I don't know. I mean, I would like to see everyone as forewarned as possible to be able to make arrangements. We don't have another meeting for 3 weeks from today, my opinion. That's like,
Too long.
Yeah.
Way too long.
and again, I I mean, I think we're looking at May, June, you're gonna see the age limit come down for vaccinations, and we're gonna see a lot more people vaccinated, but, that's after we'll have had everyone interviewed and everything else at that point.
Process started.
What do you wanna do, Jim?
There's no guidance, so it's really hard to plan something like this, so. And then I don't know if the school said no to summer rec? Did anyone reach out to Monahan?
He hasn't got guidance back yet.
Yeah.
I mean, with all this said, I mean, I think we should just postpone it for this year and hopefully next year we come back to normal. I mean, that's what I think. I hate to do it, but there's really no guidance for us.
Chris?
Yeah, I'm in agreement.
Matt?
Yeah, I agree. We don't have any, data to base this off of from the state, so we can't plan to run it in accordance with that, so I don't think it's a good idea to kinda.
Brian, I left you the last because you and I usually do it together.
I know, listen, I've had a lot of people ask me about it. A lot of people have gone to, the Y down in Middletown, they're signing up already, because they're taking sign-ups. That's, it's horrible. I just look at next year and say, wow, we haven't had it in 2 years. Just to come back from that is gonna be very, very hard to do.
Mhm.
But, I think we have to just cancel it. I mean, give people a chance to figure out what they're gonna do for the summer.
Okay, well, I agree too, so I think we'll
I'll
make
put it
that
out there
motion
on that,
we're going to, put on, summer camp for Town of Mount Hope for 2021. Do we need a motion for that? No? All right. Well, listen, April 1st, if I happen to have all this great news and 4 board members that want to jump into it, then, otherwise, we're just gonna cancel it. A motion to approve the February supervisors report,
I'll make that motion.
second,
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Surplus we already did. Dean, would you be able to check with Julie to see if she needed to talk to the board?
Sure.
Pretty please. Budget modification we already did. Okay, so the, church group request, Kathleen and I had talked about this once the request came through. They do like using the hall on Sundays to do their, church group. I personally don't have a problem with it. The only thing that as long as we keep it the same where if somebody else wants to rent it, because June we'll be getting into graduation parties and everything else. If we keep it as they can have every Sunday unless it's requested by another resident, I'm 100% fine leaving everything the same. We would just extend it out.
She says yes, but executive session?
Okay. And, if the whole board feels the same, I mean, I'd love to see the building being used, I just don't wanna triple every Sunday. If somebody wants to have a party or something, so is everybody okay with that?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm okay.
And there was also talk of having, Thursdays, having a, meeting, or a group meeting in there, where it would be comped like every other, organization that we have during the week that uses one of our facilities. I just want to be clear that it's solely my opinion right now, until you guys tell me different, but with any of those organizations, I'm not shutting the building down. So if 5 or 6 people for Little League or for the church group are using the big side of the youth center, and somebody's in there playing with a kid or whatever, they're allowed to do that. There's no exclusivity when we're comping the room.
We're talking the youth center.
Yes,
Yes, I agree.
so,
I mean, they're gonna look at each other funny, clearly, but if people have access to that building to use it, that's the whole purpose of it, then I
you
agree.
know, again, you're talking like a lot of these meetings, some of these groups meet in 45 minutes, and we're shutting it down for the whole day because of their meetings, so. As long as the understanding back for the church group, they're welcome to use it, then I think we're good.
Well, Well, she knows, yeah, she knows all the,
Super.
I'll email her tomorrow.
And we need to schedule a public hearing for the MS4. That has to be scheduled by when, our next meeting?
Well, Jason emailed me that he would like it to happen at the first meeting in April,
Okay.
so we can just schedule it for that, and at 7:30, you should be fine.
Yep.
So that would be April 5th.
So I'd like a motion to schedule a MS4 public hearing for April 5th at 7:30 here at Town Hall.
I'll
Make
make,
that mo-
go ahead, Jim.
I'll make that motion.
Second,
Second motion?
all in favor?
Aye.
And David, we had another one that we were looking at doing a public hearing on.
Yeah, for the same night, I had forwarded to the supervisor, we got the, version of the local law updating the conservation subdivision regulations. So if that could be set also for the first meeting in April, that would be perfect. So basically, what that provision of the law would state is that instead of making the conservation subdivision application mandatory, it gives the board a little bit more leeway to determine whether or not it's gonna work in a particular area where it's proposed, so.
Okay, so I'd like to schedule another public hearing for the conservation subdivision on April 5th here at Town Hall to be at 7:35.
I'll make the motion.
Second,
Second motion?
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so I have to actually read this. Some of you were here and some of you weren't here when we sold the property to Cornell and we did a repayment. So, January 25th, 2011, the current then town board bought a piece of property, which Cornell Cooperative was on. They paid $550,000 for it. The then town board paid for the property out of the B account, which is a slap from the comptroller's office. So since I've been in office, we've tried to pay this amount of money back. We don't have the parkland. We don't have parks that we tell the village you can't go there and go there because you're a village resident. We just don't do that. So it should have been paid out of a parkland, and it wasn't. Long and short of it, when we started doing monthly payments, and then when we sold Cornell Cooperative the property, we put all of that money towards the $550,000. So in an ongoing effort to pay the remaining balance of the sale of the property, the town has sold a piece of property and taking the proceeds to reduce the balance. The remaining balance is $161,891.79. That be loaned to the town back in 2011. The property that we had just sold was reduced after closing costs, and we paid $84,540 this month from A to B. We now have a balance of $77,351.79. With the potential of another parcel, we're confident that this balance will be paid off before the year end, and we will satisfy all of the transactions and the removal from this transaction from the state controller's report. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure that I read it right.
So it took us 10 years to fix a mistake, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, hey, but we're gonna have it finished this year as long as we close on another piece, David.
You got it.
I would like a motion to pay abstracts 9 and 10.
Make the motion, we pay our bills?
Second,
I'll second the motion.
all in favor?
Aye.
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 Public participation?
No.
Nothing? Dean? Paul?
One thing, the police awards will be May 17th. I forgot to bring that up under my report. It's Monday, the second meeting in May. And just throwing this out there, what about we try out the senior center for the meeting location? We can test the acoustics, and it'll give us a little bit more room than this room will,
Sure.
because I don't think by that point we'll be at
Like a maximum.
a maximum, and so we can do double duty, do the awards there, and then
Sure.
also test out, if that works for
Sure, so we'll
everybody.
have to schedule to move the meeting, but we got time for that.
had a meeting there and all of that.
Anything else, David?
That'll have to be a public notice.
Public notice, yeah. So why don't we go through board comments, then we'll do the executive session, I guess? I don't know what, if it's anything we're gonna have to vote on or not. What do you got, Brian?
I don't have anything.
Chris?
I don't have anything.
Jim?
Only thing, I have a couple things. Ryan, can you do me a favor? Maybe you can start posting the Easter parade after St. Patty's Day.
If you give me some information on it, I was just talking about it today, that's
Okay.
fine.
Well,
As long as we have something
Yeah.
to post.
yeah, I made up flyers and everything, I got them in the office.
Um,
When we come out, I'm gonna give you guys packets, I'm sorry, I forgot the packets.
And we're also with Paul with the police for the parade.
We're set.
We are set, we
We're all-
spoke, myself and Chad spoke already.
And Matt, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Matt?
Our spring cleanup, Dean, for April 14 to 24, correct? Are the dates? And did you get the bid packets back yet, or is that gonna be
No,
for April?
it just goes out for advertising this week,
This week they go out, okay.
so we'll open them at the next meeting. Oh, we'll award the bid next meeting.
Contractor then, so, yep, spring cleanup on the,
Tom sign.
on the sign.
That's on the sign, it's also on the website, the Easter egg hunt is on the website.
And it's on Facebook, Dean's post, I just shared it.
Yep, so I would like a motion to do executive session with the building department or a personnel issue.
Yeah.
I'll make the motion.
Second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hey, man, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
That's an easy one.
I gotta wait for them.
Cause I just saw it has the detail, the breakdown of what's in it. About 18,000. Oh, they're all in it?
Yeah, I'm trying to stay in the same
Relative.
ballpark.
Yeah, I know the first one had it right up in the top.
Yeah, I have the price.
Yeah.
I know.
Quick question, if you were to take the front gutter off and put it on the back.
I appreciate it.
The back gutter on the front, the pipes would run from the other side, and they would lead down and they run across the lot. I don't know if it's cost effective.
Wait, what one are you talking about, our building?
The garage.
Oh, the garage, the
I'll put
garage.
an email sign.
Oh, you mean, so it goes towards the community center? And you're saying, put it the other way. That I don't, I think that was the same guy, but I'm not 100%. That was a long time ago.
I was just looking, if you, I'm just saying, I don't know if it's cost effective to do, but the way the gutter is, the way it goes.
We
to one
can't
side-
really pipe anything over there
Yeah, I'm coming.
because of the,
You gotta let me in.
you can't pipe because of the,
No, not pipe, it's run on plastic PVC, where it runs in.
yeah, you might be able to.
I don't see that leaks in that parking lot.
Yeah. No.
And I realize there's something wrong with
Kathleen, this is live feed here
Mhm.
through Facebook or
Mhm.
only Facebook?
Mhm.
Only Facebook?
It'll eventually get to YouTube. So right now, it's on Facebook.
Good night, Kathleen. You
Good
saw the
night.
text response?
Yes,
Okay.
all right. Yep.
They say garbage pickup is 14th to the 24th?
What's that?
Garbage is
April
14th
14th through the 24th, not including Sunday.
or any holidays? Right.
Yeah, well, there's no holiday.
No, no, I'm just.
Yeah.
What day is the 14th, you know? Is that a Friday?
It's a Wednesday. It's Wednesday to the following
Saturday?
Saturday, yeah.
Okay. How come you don't go into executive session with them?
Because they don't invite me in. As long as they don't take action, I don't have to be in there.
I'm just curious.
But they can't really take action anyway, because everything that they go in there for would have to be public knowledge after the fact. They just can't talk about all the, nitty gritty out here. They can just come out with a decision.
Okay. Okay. thought you did, I thought in the past.
Well, I used to.
Not recent past, but,
I used to,
yeah,
because
and they stopped it, or, I don't mean.
they've never had me in. One time, no, I lied, one time.
Okay.
One time.
Yeah, but you used to go in, right?
I absolutely used to, yeah. With the previous
Right.
boards, yeah.
So they stopped it, or not the, or it just stopped?
They just never asked me to. your kids doing, Rich?
Good, thank you. Getting big,
Yeah, what grades are they in now?
6'5".
6 and 5?
Yes. Yeah, my son's 5'5" now.
That's taller than me.
He's 12, he's 12.
Wow.
He grew 6 inches from birthday to birthday, or from
Yeah, yeah.
doctor's appointment to doctor's appointment. You know, his birthday is in January. He was like 5 inches, he's over 100 pounds. He's a freaking rattle,
Yeah.
but he's over 100 pounds. Yeah, he's,
Wow.
whatever. It's all good. But they're good, thank you for asking. What seats are open in the village or for election tomorrow? It's just a councilman, a trustee,
2 trustees and the mayor.
and that's it?
Yep.
And then that Otisville Fire Department thing?
Yeah, that's a proposition.
Yeah. Anybody running against Brian? Mayor?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't have a card, so I'm not allowed to make us provision.
They were having an Easter parade.
I would like a motion to come out of executive session.
I'll make that motion.
Second,
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any additional comments from anyone? No?
No.
Hearing none? All right, I will see everyone, if not before, on April 5th. The motion to adjourn.
Make that motion.
Second,
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.